Julia, thank you for coming last minute. I want to go through my charity engagements and finalise plans for our trips to Scotland. Queen Alexandra smiled widely from the floor next to the big, beautiful, ornate sofa as Julia Wilding headed into the Queen's private quarters in Buckingham Palace. Princess Florence, who looked exactly like a tiny Alexandra with her big blue eyes and blonde hair, looked up from next to her mother. Alexandra looked serene and stunning as usual in a lovely floaty lemon-yellow dress, and she was surrounded by chaos. A very beautiful chaos, Julia thought to herself. The children were playing on the floor, surrounded by toys. Alexandra had employed 3 nannies, and the 3 of them worked in varying shift patterns to make sure every need of the tiny prince and princesses was taken care of. That wasn't to say that Alexandra and Erin weren't hands-on parents. They certainly were. Julia had never seen more adoring parents, but obviously, given the nature of who Alexandra and Erin were, they had a lot of commitments, and it was crucial to them that their children were well taken care of. Matilda and Frank were focused on playing with one of the nannies. They were both bigger than Florence, more robust and sturdy babies. Alexandra stood up, and Florence clung to her skirt. The Queen reached down and gathered Florence in her arms, carrying her on her hip. "Let's head through to the conservatory. You don't mind if Florence joins us, do you?" "Of course not, Mum. Princess Florence will be very welcome." "Jess?" Alexandra called to her assistant as they walked, and Jess scuttled over immediately, looking about ready to burst out of her palace uniform shirt. "We will have afternoon tea in the conservatory. I'll have cucumber sandwiches and egg and cress sandwiches and some kind of cake, whatever there is, and Julia will have—" Alexandra fixed Julia with her gaze as they walked through the palace corridors. "I'll have cheese and pickle sandwiches if you have them, and whatever kind of cake will be fine. Thank you, Jess," Julia said calmly. Jess smiled and practically ran off. Her face was red as it usually was. "No problem, Mum. I'll inform the kitchen," Jess called. The light was soft and warm in the conservatory, and there were a good number of plants enjoying the ideal growing environment. Florence rocked on Alexandra's knee and seemed happily sleepy in the warm room. "She's beautiful," Julia said, nodding at Florence. "She can barely keep her eyes open. How are you coping?" "It never stops, motherhood," Alexandra said. "I honestly have no idea how the average mother copes. We have 3 nannies, and still I feel like I am barely coping." "Alexandra, you do amazingly well. You forget that the average mother doesn't have triplets, and the average mother isn't trying to be the queen in amongst it all." Julia looked at her kindly.